Good day to you from Inside Drug Discovery. This video describes a drug recently approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The drug is SEPHIENCE. This video focuses mostly on the medicinal chemistry properties of the drug rather than patient outcomes. SEPHIENCE was approved on July 28, 2025. SEPHIENCE is approved for the treatment of hyperphenylalaninemia in adult and pediatric phenylketonuria patients who are responsive to the drug. The active pharmaceutical ingredient in SEPHIENCE is sepiapterin. The drug is administered as an oral powder once daily with food. The drug sponsor is PTC Therapeutics. The prescribing information insert of SEPHIENCE is cited through the link at the bottom of this slide and served as the main reference for this video. Let's open with a discussion of phenylketonuria, or PKU. PKU is a genetic metabolic disease. PKU patients are unable to break down phenylalanine, a situation that can result in several different brain disorders. PKU affects nearly 60,000 patients around the world. PKU is often detected through high plasma levels of phenylalanine, which is called hyperphenylalaninemia. One common treatment for PKU involves administration of tetrahydrobiopterin, or BH4. BH4 is a cofactor for an enzyme, PAH, or phenylalanine hydroxylase, which converts phenylalanine to tyrosine. All PKU patients have diminished PAH activity. Increasing BH4 levels in patients can help boost or even restore PAH activity, although different forms of PKU may be less responsive to this treatment. At the bottom of the slide to the left is the structure of BH4, or tetrahydrobiopterin, also called sapropterin. The structure of sepiapterin, the API in SEPHIENCE, is in the lower right. These structures are quite similar, with sepiapterin being an oxidized form of BH4. Sepiapterin is actually a prodrug for BH4. In vivo, sepiapterin is reduced to BH4. Why use sepiapterin instead of BH4 to treat PKU? According to PTC Therapeutics, sepiapterin has more favorable distribution properties than the relatively reduced BH4. Here are the physicochemical properties of sepiapterin, the API in SEPHIENCE. Sepiapterin is a small molecule drug. It is orally administered. We can see from these properties that the structure does lie within typical oral drug space. I will note that BH4 does have an additional amine NH here and an alcohol here at that ketone oxygen. This would give BH4 6 hydrogen bond donors instead of the 4 in sepiapterin. A high number of hydrogen bond donors can negatively affect membrane permeability, and this change could give sepiapterin its advantage in terms of tissue distribution. Here are some PK properties for sepiapterin. Note that measuring PK properties of a prodrug can be difficult, so this table has a number of not reported entries. There are a few PK parameters for BH4 as well. These are listed in parentheses. The one thing I'll highlight is Tmax. So the Tmax for sepiapterin is shorter than BH4. Presumably, sepiapterin is absorbed along the GI tract with a relatively short Tmax. Once absorbed, sepiapterin is then converted to BH4, so the Tmax of BH4 lags behind. How about metabolism and excretion? We already know much about the metabolism of sepiapterin. It is largely reduced to BH4. The two key enzymes for this transformation are both reductases. A carbonyl reductase reduces the ketone. Dihydrofolate reductase reduces the imine. In a study involving radiolabeled drug, excretion in the feces was more prevalent than in the urine. An unspecified percentage of sepiapterin was excreted unchanged. The overall low recovery of radioactivity was explained by the possible formation of volatile metabolites. Finally, to safety. Warnings in the prescribing information include bleeding risk, hypophenylalanemia, so too low levels of phenylalanine in the plasma, and interactions with levodopa, which can affect behavior and trigger seizures. The most common adverse reactions are mostly related to GI tract effects. That brings us to the end of this summary of the approval of the new drug application of SEPHIENCE, which was granted by the U.S. FDA on July 28th of 2025. SEPHIENCE contains sepiapterin and is approved for the treatment of hyperphenylalanemia in PKU patients. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them underneath the video. Take care.